So I see an ad for this game, Elden Ring, and it looks amazing, so I stop it right there. I look it up on Metacritic, it's got a 97, so I'm like, full stop, let's give this a shot. Something to know, I have never played any of the From Software games, I've never played Dark Souls, I've never even seen it, so I had no idea what this game was about. And my first hint that this was going to be hard was when the first thing I met ate my face. But hey, I did play some open world games. I played Morrowind way back in the day. I played Breath of the Wild, and it was amazing. So I'm thinking to myself, hey, the first guy that you meet, he's gotta be friendly. Nope, not a friend. Additionally, I've never used a controller for a game like this, so I hope you enjoy this montage of me dying 50 times in my 51st deaths in this excellent, excellent noobery. So I go around that guy, and I start to get the hang of it. I kill a bunch of dudes, one at a time, and then I find this sweet cave. And all of a sudden, I get handled. A lot. So I come across my first real dungeon, and it's going pretty well. I don't get murdered by the traps, the annoying little guys, and then I get the boss. I think I have him, right up until he stomps on my head. So things are going great. I kill that boss and make my way out into the open world, and I find my first giant. Things here are going swell until he decides to break my horse, and then my head. So I come back for round 2 with this guy, and things are going great. Until I am a noob. So I'm on my way back up to Stormhill and I come across this pretty cool camp, and this is where I learn a thing or two about aggro. Aggroing all of the things. Heading back up the hill, I come across another giant, and this is where I learn that he can jump. After handling him on the second time, thank you very much, I go back in and I learn another thing or two about crowd control again. At this point in time, I make it up the hill, I find a War Master, I get some Ashes of War, and then I find a field full of giants. At this point in time, I'm getting pretty good at killing them. In fact, they're pretty good for farming XP, which I made a quick video about. But then this guy, he also likes to stomp on my hits. After not splatting, I find my way into the Murkwater Catacombs. And here, I'm using the traps to my advantage, feeling smart, and then... just... whatever. Seriously, just right in the chest. I get the boss's doors open, and then my little friends, they do it again. I make it through to the boss, and with the help of my dogs, I almost flash this guy. I have him on the ropes, right up until the point where the duelist, well, he really just wins the duel. So I'm leaving the catacombs, and I'm running up the stream on my horse, and he just disappears. I'm like, what the heck? And then I get invaded by this dude, which is weird because I'm not connected to the internet. And I guess my guy really wasn't even connected to being alive all that much because he gets slaughtered. If I've learned anything about the shiny scarabs, it's that they always have something cool in them. What I've also not learned, apparently, is it's always a trap. I cross the swamp and I see this fire burning in the distance, and as I get closer I see, oh hey, lots of free XP, and then I realize there's dragons in this game, and they can breathe fire. I decide to give the dragon one honest go, and honestly, it does not go well. Not wanting to hurt that majestic beast, I leave the dragon behind. At this point in time, I'm starting to feel pretty confident running through these weird zombie guys and just bashing them. What I'm not great at is when my horse goes away and things eat me. I find myself the victim of a chest trap. It sends me to the silica crystal tunnels, where I learn things can shoot around corners and hit about as hard as a Buick. I get out of that horrible cave and then I realize outside is even more horrible. In fact, I do not belong here. I can't teleport out of this horrible place, but luckily, at a sign of grace, I find my maiden. She takes me to the round table hold. I am able to get back to Limgrave, where I decide, hey, remember that first guy I met? Bet I can still fight him. I bet wrong. So I start just randomly exploring, and I come across this hole. And I think to myself, I bet there's something cool in the bottom of it. Well, the cool thing in the bottom of it is just dying. Continuing my exploration of these cliffsides, I see a wolf down here. I figure, hey, I gotta be able to drop onto him. I was wrong. At the top of the hill, I find the Forlorn Hound Evergoal, which is a fancy way of saying, you gonna die. Of course, it's always good for the soul to go ahead and find time to die to trash mobs. Next, I decide to go on a zombie hackathon, but one of them spawns a bear when you kill it. The bear hits really hard, so I'm like, I'm just gonna run away. I do my best, but he just follows me, and then he just keeps beating me to death. After the bear mishap, I go back to my zombie hackathon. Fortunately, these guys did find an adult, and for some reason he just keeps on handling me. Shortly thereafter, I find another large group of the zombies for the hackathon, and hey, look, an unmounted friend who unmounts me and then stabs me to death. Moving on, I find another mounted guy who, of course, destroys me again. Well, fortunately for this video, not me so much. He was close to a nice encampment of these guys, and if one of them on horseback can kill me, well then a couple guys, they surely can. I learned that you can just wait for the horsemen to go away and murder the camp, so that's what I did. And then it's back up to Stormhill, where we have another adventure in extreme aggro. Getting past that, we come across the first, what I would call, official boss, Margit the Fell Omen. And funsies times, I actually did a lot of damage to him, and I thought I was going to have him on the first go. But of course, I was wrong. After dispatching of Margit on try number 2, humble brag, whatever, starts the march up the castle, and of course, it goes sideways. I find what appears to be the first, actual armored knight. And he's so aggressive and so mean, even after he kills me, he just keeps pummeling me into dust. If that's not humiliating enough, on try number 2 he gets stuck on a doorway, and still manages to murder me. Ultimately I end up just running by him and grabbing the key. But then his little buddy comes up, and he kills me too. After the night, I make it up to the roof. There's some birds up there. Kill the first one, no problem. Second one gives me a little resistance. Third one, obviously he did not take kindly to the death of his friends. Additionally, the barrels up here are the Revenge Barrel brand. I come across another knight, and it's starting to feel like his friend is just pointless, as the knight is just adequate. In an attempt to avoid the knights, I take back to the rooftops where I come across birds now equipped with flamethrowers. Progress is slow but steady. I come across what can only be referred to as the Butcher from Diablo 3, except tinier and angrier, and my lone wolves, they decide that they're going to bail, and then the thing is going to just destroy me. Another round with the fire-breathing birds doesn't go well. And when we add a dog in the mix, it still doesn't go well. I come across another troll right after these birds. And he still has the jump attack, which I seem to have forgotten about. After the giant, I decide to pick a fight with some teacups, and they destroy me. Here I decide that my ringing bell brings all the boys to the yard, and dang right, they do not like that. Shortly thereafter, I find a guy who gives me a message that, hey, what I'm looking for is pretty close. So I keep looking for something. And I find another scarab, which falls down, and obviously this is a trap. And this thing pops up. It's not a boss, so I figure I can take it. I cannot. However, I can't just run by him and grab all the goodies, so I do that. I find some cool loot, and then I find this new area, which is protected by, I guess, the first thing that killed me in scene 1. There's good loot abound, and then I find another knight. This one seems keen on breaking all the furniture and me. Loath to show the same death twice, I will this time, because it's another humiliating death through a doorway by a stuck enemy. And last but not least, to round out my 50th death, Godric the Grafted. I give it my best, and my best is simply not good enough.
Slowly tarnished, not unfit even to graft.
So all in all, my noobery aside, this game is a lot of fun. And so is making this video. If you liked it, please like it. I'll do some more. If not, just ignore what I'm saying, and I won't. Also, if Twitch is your thing, I'm not on there, but some of my friends are, and they're streaming their lovely stroll through this angry version of Middle-earth, and would love you to watch along. I'll leave links below, and I hope you enjoyed.